Hi there folks, and welcome to another episode of Talking Faith. It's great to be here with you on another lovely sunny day, which hopefully we can all enjoy over the course of this week. And I do hope, as ever, you've kind of grabbed a cup of tea, cup of coffee, that kind of thing, and are ready with us to sit down and reflect on some of God's Word. And today we're going to continue on looking at some of the different Psalms and bringing out some of those truths that we can reflect on. So without further ado, I'll pass on to Johnny to read Psalm 30.
I will extol you, O Lord, for you have drawn me up, and have not let my foes rejoice over me. O Lord my God, I cried to you for help, and you have healed me. O Lord, you have brought up my soul from Sheol. You restored me to life from among those who go down to the pit. Sing praises to the Lord, O you his saints, and give thanks to his holy name. For his anger is but for a moment, and his favour is for a lifetime. Weeping may tarry for the night, but joy comes with the morning. As for me, I said in my prosperity, I shall never be moved. By your favour, O Lord, you made my mountain stand strong. You hid your face. I was dismayed. To you, O Lord, I cry, and to the Lord I plead for mercy. What profit is there in my death, if I go down to the pit? Will the dust praise you? Will it tell of your faithfulness? Hear, O Lord, and be merciful to me. O Lord, be my helper. You have turned for me my mourning into dancing, and have loosened my sackcloth, and clothed me with gladness, that glory may sing your praise and not be silent. O Lord my God, I will give thanks to you forever.
This has been quite a year, let's be honest. The weeping has definitely tarried, and the mourning has felt quite far away at times. And I say that from a perspective of, for me, although lockdown was tough, it wasn't anywhere near as challenging or as difficult as many I know have found it over this course of time. Some locked in far longer than others, some facing real struggles with illness, losing family members. This has not been an easy year. Let's be honest about it. I don't think any of us have experienced something quite as dramatic in a change in society as the changes we've had to deal with and face over the course of this last year or so. And we're hopefully getting close to the end, but we're not quite there yet either, which does make the whole thing feel that little bit more daunting. When will that joyous morning come? When will we finally be free? We hope it's soon, but we don't entirely know. But unfortunately, that's a kind of reality of life, and one that sometimes we don't always acknowledge as Christians. I remember when I was young in church, there was almost this perspective given that put your faith in Jesus and everything will be okay. Like suddenly from that point in time, life will get plain sailing and smooth and there'll be no troubles or challenges ahead for any of us. And while in a eternal sense, there is a definite hope for us to grasp onto, in the everyday, that simply isn't true. There are still challenges to overcome, some things that leave us broken and overwhelmed, some that are just an everyday struggle. Yes, there is joy, but there is also weeping and sorrow and challenge. And we can't shy away from those truths. We can't hide away from that idea. We live in a very changing world. But thankfully, graciously, we have an unchanging God who remains with us even in the most difficult, overwhelming of circumstances. We have a God who is with us, a God who is for us. And I strongly believe that with God, as we walk through life, the lows can get a little bit more bearable with his strength, and the highs, well, they get even more joyous on the path that he leads us. He is with us, and we gain strength and hope and joy in him. I think one of the very first of these little reflections that Johnny and I did all that time ago now, before we were even calling them Talking Faith, was on the book of Habakkuk. And at the end of the book of Habakkuk, after he has gone through this wrestling with God about the realities of life around him, he comes to this simple but profound truth, that God makes his feet like the deer, able to tread on the highest of places. With him we can reach heights unlike anything we can believe, and with him we can get through depth that we did not think we could wade our way through. And ultimately, when all is said and done, when the day is finished here, we have an eternal hope in Jesus. We can grasp onto the promise of what will be. Through the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus, we have hope and we have assurance in what will be. That no matter how difficult, how much weeping there may be today, there will be a joyous morning, a morning brighter and more hopeful than any we can comprehend or imagine. So take strength in a God who is with you, a God who is for you, a God who is helping you through the struggles of life, and a God who has paid the ultimate price that we can have assurance and hope for what will be, for that joyous morning. Thank you.